What is TapLink X3? What glasses does it work on, and who created it?
Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a very special one because it's not covering something somebody else created, it's actually covering something that I created. Now, I'm not going to take 100% credit for it because I didn't create it all by myself. This is something that I adapted from a product that already existed on the RayNeo X2s. It's going to be the TapLink X3 browser. Now, this is my personal favorite, I'm biased though, application for the RayNeo X3 Pros because it takes them to the next level. Now, the X3 Pros are awesome in the sense that they have a lot of functionality. They're dual full color waveguide displays on your face. They have an awesome camera, a ton of features, translations, things like that. But the one thing that they really lacked for me was applications, right? And so I have a video on the channel for sideloading applications to these glasses. If you really want to go check that out, go ahead. You will need to have sideloading capabilities to use this browser, but the TapLink browser, in my opinion, the TapLink X3 browser that I've adapted, definitely takes the glasses to the next level because what it does is it enables a lot of those features that would exist inside other applications that you might sideload. So the big one for me, the main reason that I did this was because I really wanted to watch full screen YouTube videos. And so YouTube is one example of something that can take up now the whole screen within the application as opposed to just the little bit that you get when you sideload the actual YouTube application. Now, we're going to jump into the application. Let's take a look at the GitHub page first. Now, there'll be a link in the description section for this, but this is the TapLink X3 GitHub page, and there is, shout out to me, I guess, a buy me a coffee link in here if you do end up using this application and you just love it. Definitely appreciate it if you guys would click that button and throw me a coffee. You know, I definitely am not doing this for any sort of compensation, so it definitely goes a long way and kind of helps keep the fires lit in maintaining and developing on the application. But if you were going to download it, you'll head over to this releases section. You can see over here, you'll click on it on whatever's the most up-to-date version, and you'll head down and just hit that download button. 1.4.0 added some awesome features, including a TapLink AI chatbot and some other like windowed capabilities and some settings in here. So I'm not going to go into too much detail on the GitHub because we'll just show it to you. So let's move over to the actual application. So if you're not in the Discord already, definitely jump into that. But you can see when I move, what I would do is I would use the cursor, the temple on the side, right, to kind of move around. And I'm going to simulate that on the PC by using my actual mouse so I don't have to keep my hand up. But you can see you can move around, and basically when you select what you want to go to, you just tap on the arm, the right arm. Left arm doesn't do anything, but when you click into an input box, it's going to pop up the keyboard, which you can then use to type in here that way if you want. But what's awesome is you can actually enter in a Groq API key. So you click in here, right? Now, I recommend doing this from a PC with your phone or your glasses connected to your computer via screencopy. If you watch the sideloading video, you'll be able to get some information on that. And I do plan on making a new one, but what you'll need to do is head over to the Groq website, and this is Groq with a Q, so console.groq.com, and you'll make an account and you'll create an API key. Now, if I click create an API key, what it's going to do is verify me. It's going to go to create API key. This is after I already made an account. Okay, so once you have your API key created by clicking create new API key, there'll be an area in there with I think it's base 64 API key that you can copy, right? So you'll copy it, then you'll head back over to the application. So you'll grab your API key, you'll use screen copy, and you'll head over here to this screen and basically just paste it in. And so once you hit copy, you can just Control V to paste it into here with your keyboard from your computer. And so now we have our Groq API key put in, and we can actually head over to our chatbot. And so in here, you can use it to summarize web pages by clicking summarize, or you can just talk to it, ask it some questions. And so I'll just ask it, what's the weather in Denver today? And this is using the Groq API interface with the, I believe it's called Compound model, which does have internet access and stuff like that. And so you can see right here, it's got some information, 43 degrees, 13.8 mile per hour winds. It's looking at Denver. And so this does have access to your location if you're connected to your phone application, and it transfers it from there. But that's another awesome feature. Now, if we wanted to actually check out what YouTube videos looked like in this application, you can click on here, head over to the Informal Tech YouTube channel. Oh, that's a good segue into this video. If you guys are not already a part of the giveaway and you're watching this before January 31st, definitely jump into this video and drop your answer to the question and get entered for the giveaway. Now you can see that the ads run, you can click on the stuff, and you can actually pop this up into full screen. And so right there, it's going to take up your full field of view on your glasses. And so you'll be able to just walk around and see your YouTube video. Now, it's weird having myself up there, but to get out of full screen, you just tap it again and it'll bring you out of full screen. Okay, a couple other interesting things to note in here is there is a window functionality. So if you wanted to, I don't know, play a YouTube video in the background and then go do something else while that's playing, you can do that. So let's go ahead and scroll down just a little bit to see some of the information in here. We'll play another video. I'll just play this one. And then while that's playing, I can actually click on this and open up a new tab. That'll immediately take me to the dashboard. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but the audio is still playing from that tab. And another cool feature with the audio playing is if you wanted to just listen to some music or something, you can head over to like YouTube Music or whatever. And from there, you can play your music and click this little eyeball icon right here. And what that'll do is bring you to a fully black screen, which allows you to see through the lenses perfectly fine. And you still have your cursor control here, but you can actually press onto this little play pause button and bloop, that'll pause your audio. And when you wanted to leave, let me move myself out of the way a little bit. You see this little eyeball icon in here. You just click that to bring everything back. And that's going to be the same if you end up in scroll mode. So after a while, if you wanted to enter scroll mode manually, you see this little button down here. It looks like a full screen button. You can pop that up and it'll kind of expand your screen a little bit and hide those navigation bars. And you can still use this button to bring everything back. Now let me fix myself in here. There's also obviously the zoom in, zoom out buttons if something doesn't look right. So you can click that and adjust those as you need. And there's also this anchor button in here. Now I'll put in a video clip, but what the anchor button does is you hit the button and it turns it into 3 degrees of freedom mode. So it's going to pin your screen in your view. And if you look away, you're no longer looking at it. And so it kind of stays there. There's some settings to adjust in here for that. But if you wanted to check those out, you can see your anchor smoothness setting. So the higher it is or the farther it is on the bar, the quicker everything moves around, and the lower it is, the slower it moves. So if you wanted to like walk around, say you're on a treadmill or something, you might lower that so it kind of slowly moves around. And if you wanted to really have it in your field of view, you'll make that go higher. Now there is cursor sensitivity in here as well, which is something that I need to turn up right now. And that just, more sensitive means it moves more farther with less motion needed. You can also change your font size. If you have a hard time reading stuff, you can see that changing in the background. And there's a lot of reset buttons on these. If you don't like the white text, you can also change the colors. So if green is what you prefer, maybe you're coming from a different set of glasses that uses green, you can do that as well. Now, one other awesome feature inside here is you can actually adjust your screen size. So if you wanted to still see the image, but you don't want it to take up your whole field of view, you can actually drop this down, right? Shrink it and then move it over. And so you can slide it to one side, into the corner, whatever you like. And then there's obviously a reset button here to kind of reset everything up. And if you decided to change your Groq API key, you can click that button and re-change your API key. Now I am going to go in and disable that key on my account, so you guys can't use that one if it's in there. But if you ever do have any questions, most of the features and functionality are in the settings question mark button menu, and it'll just kind of walk you through all the different touch modes and things like that. Now, we talked about anchored mode, a couple things of like quick use features. If you are in anchor mode and your vision is it's out of the way, you want to recenter it, you just triple tap the anchor or the arm, And if you're on a page and you want to quickly go back, you just double tap on the arm, boop, boop, and it'll take you back one. You do have your home button down here. You have your URL link. So if you wanted to go to a specific URL, you click this and it'll pull up your URL menu or your URL bar in your keyboard. So you can do that. In your bookmarks up here, if you're on a page, you can say add a bookmark. It's going to fill in that URL. Then you can just hit enter. And now you have the bookmark. And if you wanted to set that as your home page, you just click the little home button next to it. And so if I was back on this AR dashboard and now I click the home page button, what it's going to do is take me to that newly assigned home page.
All right, here's an example of using anchor mode. And so it's anchored my image, but you can see it's a little lower than I would like. So what I'm going to do is triple tap, 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 tap. And it brought it up, recentered it, got a little notification that it was recentered. And you can see as I move my head, I'm pointing at different things. And so if I'm hovered over something and I tap it, that's how it'll activate it. So I'll hover over this search bar, I'll activate it, and then you see the thing popped up. And now I can just enter in my search thing. So I'm going to do messages.google.com. You can see it said success. Then the search is going to happen. And what I like about anchored mode is you can actually use the motion on the... And so if I swipe forward, you'll see it scrolls down, and backwards goes up. And so the trick to using Google Messages on here is to go in desktop mode to Google, search for that, and click the button. So you can see I have my phone in pairing mode, and I have my Google messaging app, and I just got a notification that says, trying to pair a phone, and it wants me to pick the hamburger, or whichever one's on here, and in my case it's the hamburger, and so I just click the hamburger on my phone. And okay, and once you're in, you can head into your chat that you want to use, and I can actually send the message by clicking here, using my voice to text. This is actually a demo of the RayNeo X3 Pros. What do you think? Question mark. It's going to process it, and success. This is actually a demo of the RayNeo X3 Pros. What do you think? I guess I didn't need to say question mark because it just took it as another question. Looks like it's already doing punctuation on its own, so that's pretty awesome. Now it is a lot more juddery when it's recording, so that's probably why it looks the way it does. But I did want to demo the anchor mode changes. Let me go ahead and send this message first. Now, for the anchor mode settings, you can see as I turn my head, it's a little bit slow. But if I wanted it to be a little faster, I can turn down the smoothness. And now, as I turn my head, it updates more quickly. And if I wanted to do even smoother, and go all the way up. And what this does is it makes it so I have to turn my head more to get more movement. So if I turn my head all the way over here, see, now it's there. See the difference? I would say probably my favorite way to interact with it, though, is by using the touchpad mode in the RayNeo app on your phone. And so you can see if I move my finger, it moves the cursor. And this is in non-anchored mode. But let's go ahead and demo the AI bot. And so I can go ahead and click Summarize on this page. And you can see it's talking about Google Messages. And that was very fast. So if I wanted to ask it a question, maybe something a little more in-depth. What is TapLink X3? What glasses does it work on, and who created it? And you can see it did get that, and so I can go ahead and send it. And you can see it works on RayNeo X3 Pro. Let's talk about cursor and keyboard and who created it. Informal Tech, real name Connor. Tech tuber behind the YouTube channel Informal Tech. And it shows the source code where it lives on the GitHub repo. So, yeah, the AI is super useful. Okay, so
one other note that I wanted to make about the application before we break away is some websites don't work in mobile mode, and so you'll want to be able to access the desktop version. And so this button at the top left corner is the desktop mode switcher, and that's going to be especially useful on some websites. I think Discord is a good one that formats better when it's in desktop mode. But you can see these kind of applications work, and WhatsApp is actually a good one. I can see, got a message in here from Eminus, but yeah, so you can see right now it's kind of squished, right? It's not super usable, but because we have this zoom out functionality, I can just zoom out and now it's significantly more usable. All right, that's TapLink X3. Definitely appreciate you guys sticking around, checking it out. If you try out the application and you love it, definitely come back, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on this video. If this kind of inspired you to pick up a RayNeo X3, definitely use code INFORMALTECH, all one word, to save 8% on your purchase, and there will be links in the description and comment section if you wanted to use those. Definitely appreciate everybody who's already used the link. It supports the channel, enables videos like this one. And we have some really cool collaborations coming up with some other brands besides RayNeo that you have to look forward to. So if you want to see some more awesome tech content like this, hit the subscribe button, come back to the channel. We definitely appreciate everybody watching. Again, my name is Connor. This is Informal Tech, and we'll see you next time. Peace.